Are you thinking about moving to the Triangle? Today we're going to be talking about the centrally located town of Morrisville, North Carolina, right near RTP and the airport, so stick around.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the channel or welcome back. I'm Zach. This is my beautiful wife, Cindy. If you have not subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button in the corner. Also hit the bell to be notified of every time we release a new video, which is weekly. That number on the screen, that is our number. We put it there because we are licensed real estate brokers in the area, which means as much as we love to make these videos for you, we love to help you with your real estate needs even more. So you can call, text, whatever's most convenient for you. If you got questions about the area, questions about real estate, feel free to hit us up. We'd love to chat with you. So today's video is on the town of Morrisville. And Cindy says a centrally located town. It is definitely a centrally located town. So we'll kick off with that, with the location of it. If you're looking at a map, Morrisville is like nestled in between Durham and Cary, and then you've got RTP right there, and then Raleigh right on the other side. And when it comes to like being centrally located, it just doesn't get more central than that. You can get to, when you type it into a map like Morrisville, you put Morrisville and then Cary, it's like an 8-minute drive. You put it into Durham, it's like a 15 to 18-minute drive. You put in Raleigh, it's gonna be a 20-minute drive. RTP's right there. Literally, RTP pretty much kind of cuts through Morrisville.
Yeah, like, part of it's in Morrisville.
Yeah, and then you exit RTP and then you end up in Morrisville again. And so it cuts through there. So as far as a centrally located place within the Triangle, Morrisville is your spot.
Definitely.
So,
and
yeah.
even though Zach said like 18 minutes to Durham or Raleigh or something like that, like depending on where you are in Morrisville,
like
you'll
center,
be right
yeah.
beside it. So from center to center, it might be that big, but you know, Cary to Morrisville, honestly, I kind of feel like Morrisville's a Cary suburb.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it.
Even though Cary is kind of like a Raleigh suburb, so it's like a, you know, little building effect here of getting smaller and smaller. But Morrisville, it's a smaller town, but it's a weird shape. It's not a square, so when you're driving through it, depending on where you're driving, like you might be in Morrisville, then Cary, then Morrisville again, because it's like kind of jagged.
Yeah, it's a weird shape.
So if you're in Morrisville, you're probably gonna pass through Cary a lot too. So that's just a heads up for you. But it's not a bad thing. Cary is an awesome town. We have another video on Cary, so you might want to check that out too. Yeah.
All right, so as far as price points in Morrisville, the average price point is $451,000. So that is all sales since May. So that gives
2021.
you 2021. So that gives you kind of a good picture of the last few months. The interesting thing about those sales is half of them, which is a really high number, half have been townhomes.
Yes, there's
and
so many townhomes in Morrisville.
Yeah, Morrisville is very, very townhome heavy. And so when you're running the numbers, so when I split them and I ran single families, the average got up into the upper 4s, into the 5s for single families. So townhomes kind of pull that down a little bit as far as the average sales price. But if you're interested in a townhome or you want a townhome, Morrisville is loaded with them.
Yeah, and they're nice townhomes. It's not like, oh, townhome, you know, it's like a lot of them are like really nice luxury townhomes. They still have a lot of square footage, so they're still fitting for even a family to be in. You just, you know, don't necessarily have your own yard. But most of the single family homes in Morrisville also don't have very large yards, so I don't think you're like missing out on all that much as far as yard space. Obviously the single families do have a little bit more yard, but they're not like on huge lots. So there are a lot of great subdivisions in the Morrisville area. Just in general, Morrisville feels like has a newer feel to it. So you'll find a lot of newer construction. That doesn't mean this year or anything. There is some from this year, but I'd say like the last 10 years. So you're not gonna find a ton of older homes, which is really cool and interesting. So it's nice. You can probably have less repairs and stuff that you'll have to do if you decided to move into the area. But we're gonna look at just a couple of two great neighborhoods in the area. By no means are these the only two good ones or anything, but the first one we're gonna check out is called Kitts Creek. So Kitts Creek is really unique and interesting. One of the reasons we picked it was just because it's a larger neighborhood, so it has it appeals to a lot of people. There are some nice amenities in the neighborhood, like pool and playground and things, kind of just like right in the center.
Yeah, it was really neat.
Yeah, it's cool. Most of the homes have like a backside entry garage, so it feels more like you're in like a main downtown, small town kind of thing. So it's neat. So you kind of pull in from the outside, and then you just have the front of all the homes kind of just lining down the street, which is
and it's
cool.
Unique architecture. Like each home is unique.
Yeah, it's really cool how they did it. It's not all like craftsman style. They have like a lot of Victorian style houses, which is funny and really cute. And then along with that, Victorian where it has the boxy thing, boxy feel to it, or like pointy things. It's really cool, and then really bright colors. There was a
pointy things.
There was like a pink house and a purple and like bright blue, but then it wasn't tacky somehow. I don't know how that's really possible, but they achieved it pretty well in Kitts Creek. So it's a fun neighborhood. I mean, you do repeat some of the same floor plans, you can tell from the outside, but it's not as cookie cutter feeling as some other newer developments can feel. Yeah.
And the second neighborhood we're going to check out is Twin Lakes. So we didn't give the pricing for Kitts Creek. Kitts Creek, say that a lot of times.
Yeah.
Kitts Creek pricing on the mid-4s to the 5s. Twin Lakes is gonna keep you right around the 4s. So Twin Lakes is actually, part of it is in Cary, and then part of it has Morrisville mailing addresses. So it kind of straddles both sides.
Yeah.
But
like we mentioned, it's like kind of jagged edges, so you'll feel like you're in between both towns a lot.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the case with Twin Lakes.
Yeah, but it's another great neighborhood in Morrisville. It's on the newer side. As far as amenities go, it still has a really nice pool area. It's a great location.
Yeah. I think the location of Twin Lakes is really awesome. The reason being is because one of the main roads that kind of runs through there's an elementary school, a middle school. I think there's also a charter school there, like a preschool, library, fire department. Like everything's right there, so you can walk your kids to school, which is really neat. Or if they rode the bus or something, or car line, it would just be a really short commute. So I think that's really appealing about Twin Lakes.
Yeah. All right, so as far as amenities go, Morrisville's pretty stacked, and it's not just because Morrisville has a ton of things to do because it's a small town, but it's really because of the location and its close proximity to Durham, to Raleigh, to Cary. So if there's anything in those cities that you enjoy to do, or anything in it, if you like this in Durham or this in Raleigh or this in Cary, Morrisville is going to get you there very, very, very quickly.
Definitely.
And the road systems there, you have quick access to Interstate 40. You've got the toll side of 540, which is right there. So the road access is going to get you anywhere to the Triangle really quick. There's a rock climbing location in Morrisville. I've never been.
It's not outdoors.
Sorry. It's indoors. It's an indoor rock climbing facility. I've never been, but I've only heard great things about it. So I've always wanted to go.
Rock Club.
Triangle Rock Club.
Cool.
I think they have several locations throughout the Triangle, and one in Morrisville is just one of them. But it sounds a lot of fun. So I've never been. Also, that we have a drive shack. Now it's not in Morrisville, but it's like a 10-minute drive. So Drive Shack is kind of like Topgolf. It's a driving range that has like the cameras or the lasers, however they do it, whatever technology they use. Funny story: Cindy bought me a Topgolf, which we don't have a Topgolf yet, though they're building it. She bought me a Topgolf gift card for my birthday, and we don't have a Topgolf here. We have a Drive Shack. So she got.
You didn't tell me for 2 days.
I felt bad.
You're such a nice husband.
I felt bad, honestly.
I got him a useless gift card.
Absolutely, totally useless, but.
Oops.
The thought counted, yeah. It was nice. But anyway, like
but
as
we
far
learned they're building one right now.
Yeah, they're building a Topgolf.
Maybe in like 2 more years when it's finished, you can redeem your gift card.
And it's also near Morrisville. So all that to say, when it comes to amenities, Morrisville was loaded. Whether it's shopping, dining, entertainment, things to do, and it's really because of the proximity it has to the rest of the triangle.
Yeah, so. But there's a lot of things you need to get to as far as like grocery stores or restaurants. There's a lot in Morrisville, so it's not that just the location of Morrisville, but there's a lot of shopping centers. There's a Wegmans grocery store, which is kind of growing in our area. So if you have a Wegmans in the triangle, you're like top notch currently. So they have a lot of good stuff just in the Morrisville area.
All right, so we've gone over some of the pros of Morrisville's location, proximity to the amenities that the triangle has to offer. When it comes to cons, really the biggest con that I can think of is its proximity to the airport, which is a pro on one end, right? So if you travel a lot for work, you can live close to the airport in Morrisville. The con is some of the neighborhoods and some of the homes are within the flight paths. So that lends itself to obviously the noise that comes with that. So for some people it's a big deal. For others it's not a big deal. I think it's like living near a highway or near a railroad. You just kind of over time you get used to the noise, and you don't even hear it anymore.
And not every house is going to be as loud as others. It just depends on the location within Morrisville. It
does. So they're actually required to provide a noise notice when they sell the home that tells you it's within the flight path. So, but that's just something to think about when you're looking at the area or when you're thinking about Morrisville, that some of the properties are within the flight path. So.
Yeah.
That's the biggest con that I can think of.
Yeah. I'd say the other con, and this depends on family by family, but most of the homes don't really have a big yard. So it's going to feel like smaller lots. So for some people, that's great. It's less maintenance. But for other people, they really want more land. That can be harder to come by in Morrisville. Obviously, we're talking very generally, so there are some options there, but just not as many as you might find in other cities. Yeah. But on the flip side of that, a lot of these newer neighborhoods do have access to like greenway trails. There's 4 different greenways in Morrisville, or they have their own pools, their own neighborhoods and parks. Excuse me, of course they have their own neighborhood, but their own parks within the neighborhood. So there's other options for like outside time and stuff in those neighborhoods.
Yeah, that's a great point. But I mean, when it comes to small yards, that's the thing that you're going to find across the triangle with new construction. Right. So that's just the way homes are built.
Yeah.
So here at least.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have not subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button in the corner. Also hit the bell to be notified of every time we release a new video, which is weekly. Like at the beginning of the video, that phone number on the screen, that is our phone number. We're the ones that respond to those texts and phone calls. So if you have any questions related to real estate or about the area, feel free to reach out. We would love to chat with you. Yeah, that's Morrisville. So it's a really cool place. It's very centrally located, which I think is its biggest appeal.
Definitely.
At least to me. So, yeah, that's all we got today.
And you can follow us on Instagram.
I always forget that. Every time Cindy's like, don't forget it. I always forget.
Yeah. You can follow us on Instagram or Facebook at the Honeycut Realtors, or you can go to our website, honeycutrealtors.com.
Yep.
So lots of ways to reach out to us, and we look forward to talking to you soon.
Yeah, I'll put that information down below in the description. So anyway, we will see y'all next time.